So for your improvisation exercises in this course, we're going to ask you to do things a little bit more challenging than you were doing in the last course. So when you're given a melody, instead of just playing it as written, what we want to challenge you to do is use some of your knowledge that you have about non-harmonic tones and apply them to embellish the melody just a little bit. You can either play it once straight through and then embellish it the second time, or you can just embellish from the very beginning. If you want some written instructions on how to do this, we're going to have some ideas for you in the theory section, but you can also go to chapter 9 of your text, page 119, and look at some information there as well. So we're going to look at the melody on page 43, which is the same way we started the last course, and it goes like this. If you remember, we harmonized this very simply. We just went 1, still 1, and then here comes 5, still 5. So we're not going to mess with the left hand very much, although I certainly hope you've experimented with more involved ways to do that. We're going to look just at the right hand, and we're going to look at 4 specific types of non-harmonic tones. We're going to look at neighbor tones, appoggiaturas, passing tones, and suspensions, and show a way that we can use each one of these here. The best place for the neighbor tone is actually right in the very first beat of the song. So instead of going, you're going to just take that neighbor tone, which means that you start on a note and then you go away and then you come back to that note again. So by virtue of the fact that this was repeated, gives us a real great chance to just throw a neighbor tone in there and go. All right, so that's one really simple place to do that. And you can see that any time that you find that you're repeating 2 notes over and over again, throw a neighbor tone in the middle of them. Try up, try down, see what sounds good. There's all sorts of options there. So that's the first option. The next thing we're going to look at is this idea of an appoggiatura. An appoggiatura means that you are either going to approach the note from the top or the bottom, but it's going to be a leap and then a step. So a skip and then a step. All right, so a great place to do this is in the 3rd beat of this melody. So instead of going, we're going to do just a little appoggiatura. See, so, and then I skipped, and then I stepped down. So that's the idea there. Now, if I apply the neighbor tone in there, my first measure sounds like this. Okay, so we've already embellished it quite a bit. All right, the next thing we're going to look at is a passing tone. A passing tone is when you have a skip written into your music, what you're going to do is you're basically going to fill that in. A non-harmonic passing tone is approached by step, resolved by step. We're going to take advantage of this 3rd skip that shows up in the 2nd measure. So normally it's... So see how we have this 3rd skip here? All we're going to do is fill that in there. And there's a couple ways that we could do that. We could go, right? So then we're just filling it in. Or if we wanted to sort of extend it a little bit more, we could do what's called an accented passing tone and go, right? So we're still filling it in. We're just changing exactly where we're doing it. So now we've got 2 measures that look like this. Used a neighbor tone, an appoggiatura, and a passing tone. Last one we're looking for is a suspension. So in a suspension, it's approached by keeping the same note and then resolving it by step. So this is a great opportunity to take advantage when you have something that's stepwise anyway, and it'd be a nice place to stretch it out just a little bit. Okay, so the easiest place to do that is in this final 2 measures. We normally have... So there's this step here. We're just going to hold this, we're going to repeat this note and then resolve it down by step. So it'll sound like this. And then we'll do to the next measure. So those are our two suspensions there. So now our melody sounds like this. And you know, now that I think about it, that passing tone, I don't like that it kind of sounds like the suspensions we're going to do later on. It sounds more like, it makes it sound boring by the time we get to them. So I'm going to try it the other way and see what I think. I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to add the harmony back in. Stuck there in the third measure, so I'm going to try that again here. So it goes long, long ago, and I forgot my suspension, but so be it. But you can see what we're heading for here. So the idea is you're improvising a harmony, but you're also going to embellish the melody a little bit as you get involved.